Hey, Ackie, how you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How you going?
Good. How are things? What's news?
Oh, things are going well. Things are moving, which is exciting.
How you dealing with the workload?
Well, that's kind of why I quit my job because it got to a point that I just couldn't really I couldn't give both of the things I needed to give all my time to. Do you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
kind of like something was going to be compromised and it was fine. Like I could manage a 38-hour week and I could manage tacking, 15 to 20 hours of my own stuff with it. But then it got to the point where that wasn't enough time.
Mm.
And I just kind of decided, well, I either stay at this level that I'm at, balancing both, which was also it was having a negative effect on everything outside of work, like home life, hobbies, personal well-being. So I just kind of decided, all right, well, if I want to maintain and then grow what's going on with Gas Lab, then I need to basically pull the pin on the employment. And that's sort of what I did. I spent some time talking to people, getting advice from, I have a really good relationship with my accountant and my business advisor. Um, so, he helps me run the numbers. So, all right, well, what do we need to forecast in order for it to work for you? So we work all that out. And then I just kind of decided, look, I'm going to run it. Um, and worst case scenario, I don't know, I'll get a job. I'll get a job like everybody else. But right now, that's not plan B. Plan B is for plan A to work. So I just thought, fuck it, have a go.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, you do get to a point where like most 9 to 5 jobs are just you realize, oh man, this is the worst use of my time because of how valuable I am outside of it. So what so take us through like what do you feel like's been the biggest aha moment you've had in the program from the stuff you've seen?
Honestly, and it's funny, you said this at the like right when I started the course or the program, and you mentioned the objective, right? Which is the first thing that we covered. And you said in the lesson, this is worth the entire course. What you will find in this objective, this is worth almost everything that you're going to learn after it. And I found that the biggest thing for me, yes, obviously the systems, the processes, all of the stuff that makes the business tick was super valuable, right? It's things that I didn't know existed. But the aha moment for me was mainly just the goal setting or having that ability that the forethought to go, hey, I can do this, and it's me that's holding me back. I've made sure I've read my objective every single morning without fail. It's been something that even if I get nothing else done that day, if I can read that objective and know that where I'm going is the right direction and how I get there is going to constantly change, that's what gave me a sense of clarity and motivation. And then it had this knock-on effect that the way that I speak to people, the way I put proposals together and offers together for people has completely changed. I am able to, instead of trying to sell my services, I'm able to just, sort of resonate with the clients that I am the professional, I'm the person that you're paying for a service, not the other way around. I don't work for you. And I think that's a big part of it. Like a big part of it was finding my footing as a business person and then implementing those processes and systems that we learn and being able to basically, the bottom line, charge more for what I'm doing because I believe what I'm doing has value to it. Whereas before that, I didn't know where to position myself. I didn't know if I had value, because I lacked all of the foundations that would sort of make my process have value. If that makes sense.
Does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's more of like an understanding of the value in every situation and you can kind of tap into that. Now you understand, okay, well, this is a big thing for them and here's why, and that's why I'm going to price this way.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I study more. into the client than I ever did. And I figure out, okay, well, what are we doing here? Are you expecting, are you expecting to do $10 million this year in sales? Are you expecting to do $50,000 a year in sales? And I sort of look at the different clientele and study them and then figure out, okay, what value is what I do going to have for them? I spent so long, sort of probably last year dwelling on the fact I'm like, why would people spend 10 grand with me? And because I didn't believe it, I didn't expect them to. It was never going to happen that way. Like right now, as we speak, I'm putting together the biggest proposal that I have ever done. And it's a real challenge, but it's exciting because I go, all right, well, what is the value in this? They're doing a full product launch for 2026, and I need to do the entire campaign, look and feel and direction, but I have a month to do it, which is not enough. It's basically a month of work non-stop. So it goes, in the past, I probably would have shot myself in the foot. I would have underquoted, I would have overpromised, and it probably would have come crashing down, or I would have lost a lot of money on it. Whereas now it goes, okay, well, we're talking a full product range. There's value in that. So factor that in. We're doing it quicker than anything. So other clients are going to miss out. So we'll factor that into the value. So I think that's been a big factor for me, is understanding value versus time. Selling my time was never going to get me to where I wanted to be. It's about how I value my own time. I think that aha moment has been super, super valuable.
Amazing. So in 3 months this financial year, you made what you did last financial year, and like it predominantly not from working harder. Is it predominantly, or is it a combination of getting more projects at bigger values, or is it purely just getting more valued for your time?
It's both. So value for time is one thing. So I've changed the way that I basically sell something, so in the past, if I say, oh, it's gonna cost you $1,000, then I would go, okay, it's gonna take me 10 hours, right? That was my original thought process. So $1,000, 10 hours, $100 an hour, simple, simple, simple. But then, you go, all right, well, take away the money that you're going to set aside for tax. All right, so take away 30%, let's call it. So you're at $700. So your hourly rate, or your effective hourly rate, has now gone from 100 to 70. And then add in, maybe you want 20% value in there, and then you drop down further and further. So I've sort of flipped it and gone, okay, how long is this going to take me? All right, well, let's just say I think this is going to take me 10 hours to do. Well, then I'll just formula on top of that and go 10 hours times, or plus the 30% that I need for tax, plus the 20% that I want to make in value or profit. Sorry about that. In profit, and then that gives me my new price. So that's something that formula is something I factored in. And then on top of that, I've been able to sell higher value projects, or just larger scale projects, high ticket, I guess. So, throughout the last financial year, I was maybe doing a handful of $1,000 to $2,000 jobs here and there, whereas now those jobs have turned to $3,000 jobs, and they're happening a lot more frequently. So I'm able to just gain a little bit of momentum. So it's kind of both of the perfect scenarios sort of collided. And then so what was it? 3 months I surpassed last year's revenue and profit, which is still month by month only about halfway of where I need to be or where I want to be. And then so December and January for me is about setting up the systems or optimizing the systems as best I can, nurturing the pipeline as I go, and checking in with people. And then with all that being said, February, I guess, will be where I really try to launch things from there. So, I'm fortunate that I finish up with my current employer in 10 days. So next Friday will be my last day. I put in my resignation about a month and a bit ago. do Christmas, and then yeah, spend January just making sure that the systems are all there, the processes are optimized. I've got a very basic website landing page just to sort of, prove my legitimacy, line up some people for the year, and then just go for it in February. Just, I've been working with some past clients to set up retainers, so I can keep them going on a monthly basis, which I've got some people interested in, which has been great. And yeah, it's all heading in the right direction, which is super exciting for me.
Great, mate. Well, yeah, thanks for sharing the kind of the insights into, the changes that are happening. Do you have um like, is there anything you want to ask that I can help with? Like, is there anything you want to workshop now?
Um, if you wouldn't mind, I will. I'll send through the proposal that I'm working on, right? Like that I'm working on currently. I'll probably spend another 15, 30 minutes on it. I might
Yeah.
send it through to you just to get you to run your eyes over it. Because like I said, it's the biggest. I've done this before. I've done campaign visions and things like that and messaging, but as an employee,
Yeah.
so I've never had to factor time. It's just like I just, rock up to work and I just do it. Whereas this, there's a lot of different variables. So I'll finish putting it together. I might send it to you if you could just run your eyes over it, see what you think.
Yep.
Um, I want to be very mindful not to undercharge, but I'm also mindful that I don't want to completely scare them away straight off the bat because this is my
Oh.
first job for them. They reached out to me. It was my first job for them as a freelancer. I've worked with them in the past when I was employed,
Mm.
so it's just like, yeah, I
Yeah.
want to, set the standard of like this is who I am, what I do, and what I charge. I don't want to come in and like, be all sheepish and then undersell myself, and then they think that, oh, well, he's just a cheap whatever, you know.
Yeah, got it. So yeah, when you send it to me with a loom, just discussing what you guys discussed on the sales call, because that'll give me the most context, and then I can give you some feedback. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. That'd be great. So I might
Cool.
stew on it for the next couple of days and just make sure I'm happy before I send it off. I don't want to be too trigger happy.
Sounds good, mate. Awesome. Well, yeah, just keep us posted and jump onto the calls when you can, and just look out for the announcements for the new stuff because I'm building like an AI platform for everybody as well. So that's coming up.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think that it's been so chaotic lately with the transition of work to this, and everything's been going so fast that I'm like, I need to focus, I need to prioritize things. So then yeah, come into January, I'll be jumping on as many calls as I can and just rebooting everything from where I left off, having more time to focus and prioritize things as necessary.
Awesome.
All right, great. Well,
Good stuff, mate. Well,
nice catching
good
up,
to
mate.
connect. Yeah, absolutely. Just keep me posted if there's any questions. I look forward to that proposal.
Yep, sounds good, man. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
See you later.